You work 40 hours, sometimes 50, sometimes more. You get your paycheck and feel that brief moment of relief. Then the bills hit: rent, car payment, credit cards, insurance, groceries. And suddenly that money you worked so hard for just disappears, like it was never really yours to begin with. Here's what they don't tell you: your salary isn't designed to make you wealthy, it's designed to keep you working. It's calculated precisely to cover your survival costs, plus just enough extra to make you believe you're moving forward. But you're not moving forward. You're running on a hamster wheel they built specifically for you. Every raise comes with new expenses. Every promotion brings bigger bills. Every bonus gets eaten by something you forgot you owed. And you start to wonder if this is all there is. If this cycle of work and worry is what life is supposed to feel like. And if this feels familiar, it's because it was designed to. They call it a salary, but it's really a leash. Think about it. Your employer knows exactly how much you need to survive in your area. They know the average rent, the cost of food, transportation, basic insurance. They've done the math. And your salary sits right there in that sweet spot where you can afford to live but never afford to leave. This isn't accidental. HR departments use cost of living calculators. They study local housing markets. They know that if they pay you too little, you'll quit immediately. But if they pay you too much, you might save enough to take risks, to start something of your own, to walk away when they treat you badly. So they give you just enough to stay, just enough to make the minimum payments on everything, just enough to feel like you're surviving, but never enough to feel like you're thriving. You become dependent on that next paycheck before you even get it. You can't miss a single one without your whole world falling apart. And that's exactly where they want you. Grateful for the chains they put on you. But this part hurts even more. Every time you get a raise, something magical happens. Your expenses grow to match it. It's like your bills have a built-in radar for extra money. You get that promotion you worked 2 years for, and suddenly your car needs repairs. Your rent goes up. Your insurance premium increases. Your lifestyle inflates just enough to swallow every extra dollar. They call it lifestyle inflation, but it's really lifestyle imprisonment. You start shopping at slightly better stores. You upgrade your phone plan. You move to a marginally nicer apartment. Nothing crazy, nothing you can't afford. Just small improvements that feel reasonable, that feel earned. But now you need that higher salary to maintain what you've built. You can't go backward without feeling like a failure. So when the next job opportunity comes along, you don't ask if it makes you happy. You don't ask if it aligns with your values. You ask if it pays enough to cover what you owe. You've traded freedom for comfort and comfort for dependency. Each raise becomes another link in the chain, and it gets worse. Here's where it gets really dark. They don't just control your money, they control your time, your energy, your dreams. Because when you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can't afford to think long term. You can't afford to invest in yourself. You can't afford to take risks or learn new skills or start that business you always talked about. All your mental energy goes to immediate survival. Paying this month's rent, making sure the lights stay on, keeping food on the table. There's no bandwidth left for planning, for growth, for anything that might actually change your situation. You're too tired after work to study, too stressed about money to think clearly, too dependent on your job to do anything that might jeopardize it. This is the real trap. Not just financial dependency, but mental captivity. Your potential gets buried under the weight of constant financial pressure. Your creativity dies in the fluorescent lights of necessity. You become a person who talks about dreams instead of chasing them. And the system loves this version of you. But this part hurts even more. They taught you to be grateful for crumbs. Remember when you got your first real job? You felt proud. You felt accomplished. You were finally making grown-up money. You could afford your own place, your own car, your own life. It felt like freedom, but it was really the beginning of your imprisonment. Because they convinced you that earning a salary makes you successful. That having a steady paycheck means you've made it. That being able to afford the basic necessities of modern life is some kind of achievement. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. A salary doesn't make you successful. It makes you an employee. Successful people don't trade time for money. They don't need permission to take a vacation. They don't panic when they get sick because missing work means missing money. They don't spend Sunday nights feeling anxious about Monday morning. They don't check their bank account before making basic purchases. Yet somehow you've been programmed to feel lucky for having what keeps you trapped, to feel grateful for golden handcuffs. And it gets worse. Credit cards aren't financial tools. They're psychological weapons. They showed up in your mailbox when you were young and broke, promising freedom and instant gratification. They made it feel easy. Just swipe and worry about it later. Just buy what you need now and pay when you get that next raise. But that plastic in your wallet isn't giving you purchasing power. It's stealing your future income. Every swipe is a promise to give them hours of your life that you haven't lived yet. Hours you'll spend at a job you might hate, doing work that might drain you, just to pay for things you probably didn't even need. The minimum payment is the most evil invention in financial history. It feels manageable. It feels responsible. But it's designed to keep you paying forever. $20 a month on a $1,000 balance means you'll be chained to that debt for decades. They're not lending you money. They're buying pieces of your future. And most people carry multiple cards, multiple chains, multiple pieces of their soul sold to banks. But this part hurts even more. Here's the cruelest joke of all. They tell you to invest for your future while you're drowning in debt from your past. Financial experts preach about compound interest and retirement accounts while you're paying 20% interest on credit cards just to survive this month. They say save 10% of your income when you're already spending 110%. You work overtime to make extra money but end up spending more because you're too tired to cook, too stressed to shop smart, too burned out to make good decisions. You earn more but somehow have less. You get promoted but feel poorer. You follow their advice but fall further behind. The system is rigged to create this contradiction. They want you to believe that financial struggle is your personal failure, while they profit from your desperation. Banks make billions from overdraft fees charged to people who have no money. Credit companies get rich from late payments made by people who can't afford to be on time. You're not failing at their game. Their game is designed to make you fail. And it gets worse. The most dangerous part isn't what they take from you. It's what you stop believing about yourself. When you're trapped in this cycle long enough, you start to think you deserve it. You start to believe you're not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not worthy enough to have real wealth. You look at rich people and assume they're different, smarter, more talented, better with money. You never consider that most of them simply started with money or found ways to make money work for them instead of working for money. You never realize that your struggle isn't proof of your inadequacy. It's proof of their system working perfectly. They need you to feel broken. They need you to blame yourself. Because if you understood that your financial stress is engineered, if you realize that your paycheck-to-paycheck existence is manufactured, you might get angry. You might demand change. You might stop accepting their scraps and start taking what you deserve. Self-doubt is their most powerful weapon. It keeps you quiet, keeps you grateful, keeps you trapped. But this part hurts even more. But here's what changes everything. The moment you see the system for what it really is, you stop playing by their rules. You stop measuring your worth by your salary. You stop feeling grateful for scraps. You stop believing that working harder will set you free. Real wealth isn't about having more money. It's about needing less of their money. It's about building something that works when you're not working. It's about creating value instead of just trading time. It's about understanding that every dollar you keep is a dollar they can't use to control you. The wealthy don't get rich from salaries. They get rich from ownership, from assets, from systems that generate money while they sleep. They use other people's money, other people's time, other people's work to build their freedom. And there's nothing stopping you from learning their actual playbook. The first step isn't budgeting or saving or investing. The first step is refusing to accept that your current situation is permanent. They built this system to keep you trapped. But they can't keep you trapped once you refuse to stay. They don't want you to know this, but now you do. If this video showed you something you've never seen before, if it made you angry about how they've been playing you, then you're ready for what comes next. This channel isn't about feel-good motivation or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about the brutal truth of how money really works and how to break free from their system. Subscribe if you're done being grateful for chains. Subscribe if you want to understand how they keep you trapped and how to escape. Don't stay blind in a system designed to keep you broke and desperate. The next video will show you something even darker, something they definitely don't want you to see. Hit that notification bell because this is the kind of truth that changes everything once you know it.